We're now live.
Welcome everybody to the Berkshire Prosperity Board meeting. The meeting is being live streamed to YouTube. Item 1 is apologies and notification of any apologies, and we have no apologies with all of us here. Item 2 is declaration of interest. Are there any declarations of interest, please? None? Thank you. Then item 3 is the item is for the Jackie Yates to present to us the recruitment of the programme devolution officer, or whatever they're called. Wait a minute, let me see. The director. So then can I ask Jackie, please? Welcome, and can you present this to us?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Just checking people can hear me. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so the report you have in front of you basically requests the recruitment of a fixed-term programme director to drive forward Berkshire's ambitions around devolution. The post would work across the 6 authorities and would report into the Prosperity Board. Clearly, it will need to work alongside similar roles across the other areas of our geography, proposed geography. So you have a number of appendices to the report. The first one sets out the JD, and the second one, the proposed governance structure. Clearly, it's going to be important that this post drives forward and amplifies Berkshire's proposition and makes sure that that's fully represented in the bid that goes to government. Additionally, one of the other key tasks is going to be coming up with options around the governance arrangements and framework for the shadow MSA. Once the bid has gone into government. So that's the reasoning behind this post. Officers have undertaken some soft market testing to understand whether there's interest and indeed what the market price for such a post might look like. And that has shaped the budget request that's before you today and set out in Appendix 3. Assuming members are content to agree to the recruitment and budget proposal, it is further recommended that members are part collectively, so all 6 authorities are part of a joint recruitment panel, which would make the final appointment on recruitment. I'm very happy to take any questions, should anybody have any.
Thank you. Are there any questions?
Just one question, if I may, Jackie. I noticed that when we'd originally considered this post, I think we were looking at a budget of 150. It's gone up a little bit, but can you just reassure everybody that that is still going to be covered from the interest on the monies effectively transferred from the LEP?
Absolutely. So the reason for the budget having gone up from the 150 to the 160 odd is as a consequence, when we were doing the soft market testing, the market predominantly is coming from the agency sector. And when the proposal is to appoint to a fixed term contract, so there would be an agency cost over and above the actual amount that was being paid to the individual. So that is the reason for the budget going up. It's to make provision for that additional agency cost, and set out in Appendix 3. Forgive me while I just get to the right page. You can see that on page 12, I think, of the pack, so it's the final slide. The interest, assuming we take the money out, there would still be a balance from the interest of £208,000. So that is the case there is sufficient funds.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. And of course, we can, I think, expect that to go up. So that's a great relief. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Councillor Smith?
I understand that this is an appointment that more or less shadows what Oxfordshire County Council is doing, and I just wanted to understand both in terms of where they are in the process, but also what our requirement is, whether we see this job being predominantly about creating a sense of place, representing that place, and ultimately sort of lobbying government for extra resources, that sort of direction of travel in terms of what the person would be doing, or is it more about governance and setting up the institutions necessary to support a mayoral strategic authority, or a bit of both?
Yes. Yeah. So in thinking about the job description, we were very clear that we didn't want, sorry, let me go back. So in terms of Oxfordshire, they have already collectively appointed a programme director for Oxfordshire, and some of you will have met her, a lady called Kim Sawyer. She's a lawyer by background, and so she is very much grounded in the governance framework. What we were keen to do in setting out the job description for this role was to have somebody who didn't replicate but complemented. So we have tried to ensure that this is very much more focused around place, and indeed, you know, the place making, and the dealing with somebody who can pick up the aspirations that we want in terms of the changes we want to see. So this is aiming to be a complementary role, but inevitably would have to work together with Kim, because I am sure that we will collectively want to have conversations about, well, what do Berkshire think about the governance arrangements, perhaps slightly differently from Oxfordshire, perhaps. So there's an element of them needing to work together, both in terms of putting the bid together and in terms of future MSA governance, but these are complementary skills, and particularly to make sure the aspirations that we have for Berkshire as a place and leaders have for Berkshire as their place is driven forward.
Thank you, Jackie.
Councillor Brooks?
Thank you. I don't know if you want to take this now, but it'd be nice to have an update on Thursday, I think it is, isn't it, the appointments panel. 6 of us, it's a big panel. How many candidates are we looking at? When will we get their CVs? How are we going to put their questions together? If it's already in my inbox, I apologise in advance, but we do need to be prepped a bit for Thursday, I feel.
I can confirm that information is due to come to you today, including the things that you have suggested. So before any panel happens, you will have had sight of CVs, you will have had sight of proposed questions, into presentation topic, etc., etc. So all of that stuff will be made available to you in advance.
And if I can come back just quickly, it's probably in my diary. We meet as a panel first for a period to synchronise ourselves before we go into the process.
Yeah.
Yes,
That
would be.
Carry on, Jackie, sorry.
Apologies. Yes, that would be normal practice, and Wokingham HR department are kindly facilitating all of this as the accountable body, so we will have their support in that.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? No? Then I would like to move that the board accepts the recommendation on page 2 to seek the approval to recruit the post of Programme Director for Devolution to support the Berkshire Devolution Programme. Can I ask for a seconder for that then? So many, thank you. Stephen and Councillor Conway, thank you. Would the seconder like to speak at all?
I don't think so, thank you.
As the mover, I would just like to think this is a really important part for us, especially for the place of Berkshire. We are doing really well and we need to push us forward. And if there's already a person in place in Oxfordshire, then we need to make sure that we're not catching up, but we're there ready to go with them for our bid to the government in which we represent, in which they represent our views and Berkshire's views and every one of our unitary authorities across Berkshire. So, does anyone else like to speak? No? Then I think we could put the vote, please. All those in favour?
That's unanimous.
Thank you. Can I ask everybody, please, to just sit still for a moment while we wait for the live stream to stop?